G'day folks, it's Phil from 15 Minute Guitar Practice here. Today we're going to look at a track called Body Ain't Me by Pink Sweats. This is a great R&B track, simple, just a few chords, I think maybe 6 or 8 in total, and just an A and a B section. The chorus is pretty much the same chords as the verse, just played a little differently with some embellishments. So let's take a look at what we're going to do. Okay, the song starts with a D major 7 chord, and it's arpeggiated, so it's played one note at a time. Okay, that's all we do. The chord, we're playing nothing on E, 5A, 7D, 6G, 7 on the B string, and you can fret the top E at the 5th fret if you want, but it doesn't get played in this instance, so we go. And then we're changing to the next chord. Our next chord is a B minor 7 chord. Now I'm playing it in a kind of jazz fingering, but you can play it whatever you want, but essentially it's basically like that. Okay, all the notes are on 1 fret, but we're not playing all the strings. I'm playing 7E, nothing on the A, 7 on the D string, 7 on the G string, and 7 on the B string. Okay, so you could play it like that. If you remember not to touch the A string. I play it like this, so you can. Oh, let's get my fingers out of the way. I could show you like that. So as you can see, I'm not fretting the A string there, but I just play it like that with my pinky doing most of the barring. That's why it kind of looks weird. Looks like I'm not really playing anything. Okay, so that's our B minor 7. Next is our E minor 7. For the E minor 7, it's nothing on the E, 7 on the A, 9 on the D, 7 on the G, and 8 on the B. Again, no top E involved. Then we head here to the A7. Okay, now the A7 is, well, you can play it like this with thumb over. I've been doing this lately. It's just because there is no note on the A string, so you play. But you could also play it like this. I've seen Pink Sweats guitar player play it like this live. So she's just got like a 1-finger bar all the way across the 5th fret, and then on the 6th fret of the G string. So if you want to play it like that, it's 5 on the bottom E, 5 on the D string, don't play the A, 6 on the G string, 5 on the B, and that's it. Again, no top E, and we'll come to why there's no top E in a little bit. Okay, so that's what we got for that. I play it with this thumb over here. I couldn't before play with thumb over, but in the last 2 years it's become easier. So if you're currently struggling with small hands and getting this thumb in the right place, stick at it, because it's taken me this long, and now it's actually coming right. So I'm just playing the 5th fret of the bottom E with my thumb, and then the rest as I already described. 5 on the D, 6 on the G, and 5 on the B string. Okay, next we're going up here to the 9th fret for the F sharp minor 7. Okay, so we've got nothing on the E, 9th fret of the A, 11th fret of the D, 9th fret of the G, and 10th fret of the B string. Again, no top E note. Then we're here for a B7. So you can play it like that, like I've been doing thumb over, or you can play it like that. Either way, you've got 7 on the E, nothing on the A, or avoid playing the A, and then 7 on the D, 8 on the G, and 7 again on the B. Then we go back to that E minor 7 we did before. And then we go back to the A7 we did before, which you could also play like this. So that's actually 3 versions of a fingering for that 7th chord. You could play it like this, which is first finger playing 5th on the E string, second finger playing 5th on the D string, pinky finger playing 6th on the G string, and third finger playing the 5th fret of the B string. You could play it like that, you could play it like that, or you could play it like that. Whatever works for you. Okay, so those are the verse chords, and we arpeggiate them. We play each note of the chord one at a time. So does that once, then the second time around there's a little bit of variation on the studio version. Live it's almost the same, but the studio version has an interesting kind of thing that's quite tricky to do, so you know, it's optional. But the second time around it runs through the same chords. The D major 7, B minor 7, E minor 7, A7, F sharp minor 7, and then the B7. Now here is a different bit. You'll hear the harmonics. It goes something like this. See if I can do that a bit louder for you. Okay, so what's actually happening there is I'm putting my finger over the fret wire at the, what is it, 17, 19, 23rd fret, 24th fret? What was that, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21st fret. And I'm moving it in the same shape as this. Obviously, it's this one, then that one, then that one. So that's quite tricky. You can also do it with a pick, but you have to hold the pick between your second finger and your thumb, so you can use your first finger to make the harmonic. So it hits the regular fretted note first, and then goes harmonic. Whoops. Quite tricky to get, so you know, see how you go. It's a good song to practice that technique, but it does come up quite quick. So it does that. And then we've got the A7, but just played slightly differently as it ends for the second time around. So it's just first note of that chord, second note of that chord, and then the last 2 notes played together. Okay, so that's our verse. Now the other part is the chorus, which follows the same chords. But remember earlier we were talking about the chords not having a top note, nothing really going on top E. Well, in the chorus it definitely is containing a top E, and the reason probably is just for a little bit of contrast, so the lower notes in the verse and more focus on the higher notes in the chorus. So the chorus would be something like this. Okay, so you've got definitely the top note there. Okay, so it hits that B7 and then goes. Now this is also a B minor 7, so that was B7, B minor 7. This here is also B minor 7. Okay, so if you wanted to finger that completely, that would be starting on the D string. It will be 3, 5, 7, 9 on the B, 9 on the D string, 11 on the G string, then 10 and 10 on the B and E. So it goes. if that's a bit of a handful, because it is a bit of a tricky chord, you could always go and just play the top 3 notes, which is 11 on G, and 10 on the B and the E string. It does look like a D major triad, but that's because we're missing the B root. Okay, so that's that. Then we've got the E minor 7, definitely again with the top note, and then here. Okay, so we've got the A7, where we were playing like that with some of the lower notes. Now we're playing just 5 on the D string, 6 on the B, 6 on the, 5 on the D, 6 G, 5 B, and 5 E. So it goes, and then there's a little embellishment there which immediately goes to this. So, and that is 7D, 6G, 8 on the B, and 9 on the top E. So it goes. Then we've got the F minor 7 with the top note, top E. Then B7. So again, that's the same 7th shape as we played down here, just with the top string ringing. Sometimes that gets hit, sometimes it doesn't. You could still play that if you wanted to. And then back to our E minor 7. And then back to our A7. So that's the whole thing. So let's just recap the verse. It should sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we've got the chorus, which remember has emphasis on the top 3 strings and also a couple of those little chordal embellishments. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's about it for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this track. If you want the tab, please just download it. There's a link in the description. Don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate you supporting this channel. And if you like anything else transcribed, brought to you and taught, then obviously leave a comment below. Alright guys, this is Phil from 15 Minute Guitar Practice saying bye for now. Cheers.